And today's topic, we continue this month of July. We started speaking about practice makes imperfect. That's the topic of the month of this July. Can you believe it? July already. So, and today's topic is embracing the beauty of imperfection. Okay, and I love this topic because for many years I was a victim of our society asking for perfection. And what I know is that in this human experience, in this human journey, none of us is perfect, because if we were perfect, then it would be boring. Honestly, it would be very boring. We would have no nothing to challenge us, nothing that we can strive for. And that's what like this journey is about. It's about when we become aware of our imperfections, that we know that we can continue to develop into the spiritual beings that we are, that perfection that is within each one of us. So I think I love the title, Embracing the Beauty of Imperfection. I really do love it, because it really says everything that I just said to you. And it's a great topic, but also a great thing for each one of us to embrace our imperfections. What would you say that to? What would you say to that, Lita?
Well, I saw that you had shared this wonderful quote when you were talking about beauty and imperfection of it all. And I want to share that. It's imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. And that was from Marilyn Monroe. But don't we all strive to, everything has to be in order in a certain way and perfect. And when it doesn't, yeah, I'm reminded that, okay, what's going wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? But instead, to try and see that even in all those that disarray of things, that imperfection of everything, that it's still evolving perfectly. It's just the path that I'm needing to go on before I reach that space and that place where I find, okay, this is perfect, and it's perfect for me. Then, and it may not be everything that I say, well, I wanted it this way. I'm reminded again that even in that imperfection, it is exactly where it needs to be, whatever that
Mm,
situation may be.
I love that you said that even in that moment of imperfection, at that moment, it's the way it has to be. When you were speaking, you reminded me. I'm with my daughter and my grandbabies, and they're 3 and 5, and you can, if you have children, and you had children, you can just remember, right, what it is to be with them. It's never perfect. And then I come here where in my home I have everything in one place, everything, like perfectly.
Right,
And then
right.
and I'm reminded. And so I said to myself, okay, so I just have to breathe and say, it's perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect. It's so perfect.
it really is. If only we can have that forethought before, instead of wallowing in that chaos that's going on. It's all for us, isn't it? Isn't it all for us to learn from? It's and not a way that you can grow if there isn't a little bit of imperfection in our lives. Just as a reminder of how we are part of creating that perfection too. We are involved. We are part of that creation in bringing forth what it is that we desire, and just being open to learning at that point.
Hmm. Hmm. Not only that, but it also reminds me that even in the imperfection of the seemingly appearances of what's going on, it actually, for me at least, it calls me to do my practice and to
Mm,
be present. The practice of being present in the moment and just breathe, or practicing being patient. Which has always been one of my challenges. Patience. I have I have come a long way, but I'm still not 100% there. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's just I looked at these little things and I said to myself, okay, just breathe. Time to practice. And this is what we always speak about here at One Love Center, right? Or in any of our centers that you may visit. We preach practice,
Mhm.
practice, practice, practice. And when we practice, we remind ourselves that it's okay not to be perfect, that we can embrace our imperfections and be with our imperfections.
Right. You know, you said I'm not 100%, and that really caused me to think, do we want to be at 100%? Perfect, there's no other work to be done. So isn't it
Mm,
wonderful that it's not always 100% because there's still that opportunity for growth and evolving in there, isn't there? So I don't know that I want to be 100% perfect. I'd like to
yeah,
have a challenge of maybe just always being in that learning mode. Education is unending.
that's beautiful what you just said. Yes, that is true because the reality of thing is that if we got something, we still have to do more work in other areas of our lives. There's so many areas of our life that we are continuously desire to improve, right?
Yes.
Because there's so many areas that our mental health, our physical health,
Yes.
our our spiritual self, our
Mhm.
profession, you
Yeah.
know, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a partner, as a sister, as a brother, you know, so many our relationships, so much juice that we have in this experience, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness.
And one of the things that as I was mentioning mental health, what I realized is that because our society is so um, I don't know if it's only our society or all around the world, but every place that I've gone so far, I can see that that's what it is. That is it strives on perfection, and if it's not perfect, you are talked about, you are put down about it, and we see it in social media. You know,
Mhm.
we see it in social media. We get bullied by it
Mhm.
because of our imperfections, right? How much bullying happens? Um, how much we get hurt because of our imperfections because we
Yes.
are not, and so that imperfection makes us makes people feel that they're not good enough, right? You're not good enough for this job, or you're not good enough to be this or to be that, to be a parent, to be a model, because you don't have this, because you
I
don't
was
have
just
this.
gonna say that.
You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, that is a lot on us. And the only reason I think that I can feel myself whole in regardless of what the world says, because I know who I am, and I have been doing some work for the last 20 plus years. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason. But I can remember my younger self be so worried about being perfect. You
Yeah.
know, this what we're doing right now. I'm finally okay with just being myself. And you know what?
Comfortable in
Showing to the world that, you know what, yes, I make mistakes. Yes, sometimes I don't say the right word. Sometimes I mispronounce words.
it.
You know what I mean? And so, and it's okay. It's
It's
okay. You know what
okay.
I mean? It's okay. But the word tells us it's not okay. So what I noticed, especially for our younger generations, you know, that's causing a lot of mental health, and I can see it in social media. Social media has been adding a lot to it. So what I would like to say, what I would like you to, if you know of it, Lita, if you, what kind of impact do you think that social media have on mental illness?
You know, it's always two-sided. It's uh, for me, I was thinking while you were speaking how even the magazines that feature these women in all this beautiful makeup and everything, even they are not perfect. Understand that all that is airbrushed, and they're painting what what society says should be perfect. This is what beauty should look like. You know, so we've got to take even the magazines are taking away the naturalness of a true woman or man, any magazine. And then uh, I believe that with social media, we're constantly comparing ourselves to everyone else. Okay. And it's just not in appearances, it's financially. Gosh, you're so successful. How can I get to that point? We're always finding ourselves trying to keep up with the Joneses, as
Mm,
to have all the goodness, to have everything lined up perfectly the way it should be. And I think that social media, it can also show you um, the beauty of where you are right now, um, because there's also those who are sharing the imperfect world that they're living in. You see it in social media when they're angry about something or disturbed by something or are having a hard day. And what I see when they do that is that all the friends and connections that they have there are saying, hey, you're going to get through this. Hey, everything's going to be all
mm,
right. Don't worry about it. I believe in you. So
mm,
it's a place where you can go and share your angst. And then it's also where you get the embrace that you need, because you might be going through this difficult time right now. It may not be perfect for you, but hey, you're okay. So sometimes you'll see all the negative things in there, but more often than not, I don't look for that. I look to see the beauty in what that is going to bring. And I love it when I see someone who's struggling and that everyone else is coming together just to hold them and embrace them and say,
mm.
hey, you're okay. You're okay.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. That what you just shared, Lita, it 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 light up all my left side of the world, like because to know that people can be compassionate and
Yeah,
and empathetic about someone else's pain, right? Because we all have our moments, and so it's beautiful that in social media you can share that, and instead of just keeping it to yourself, but look for support. So it has both sides, and that's the beauty of what you tune into it, because you said something very powerful too. You say I can tune into, this is what I could choose to tune into, the people that are supporting those imperfections, or to those people that are criticizing them,
hmm,
right? And so we choose. Here we're saying one of the practices that you can hear right now is, how do you choose? What do you choose? We have the free will. Divine love created us in such a
yeah,
perfect way to for us to choose. We can choose what we pay attention to, what we don't pay attention to. And what I know is that the more attention we pay to that we desire to experience, that's what we're going to get more of, right? Because that's what we're giving our energy to,
right.
correct?
Exactly. And so many people do come to the social media. We're in a different world. Whereas, when I was growing up, there wasn't all this Facebook and Twitter and all those other sources. You would turn to your friends or to your family. But a lot of times I see that people are looking to be accepted at the worst of their times. And so
Mm,
the worst moments of your life, you're just putting yourself out there, and you know they look for that tell me I'm okay part by using the social media. And this is where I see the good is coming in, is that um, even people you don't really know are trying to lift you up, and the reason they're doing that is because they're empathizing with you. They have been
mm,
on that path before. So um, isn't it wonderful that they've experienced that? And because of that experience, they're able to understand and accept you even at the worst of your times.
mm. So, Nita, with what you're just saying to me, does that mean that social media is not what I have been hearing a lot on my side, wherever I go? That social media is not like, it's it's like a stone or a hurdle to create real, authentic relationships. Because
Mhm.
what you're saying to me is that at least this is what I'm understanding from what you're expressing, that we can create. meaningful relationships on social media.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying?
I think that a large part that we do, it's our own Facebook, isn't it? It's our own little block of information that we put out about ourselves. We put the best pictures of ourselves too. How many times, like even for me, I don't put pictures of me looking really horrible. I was just talking about that yesterday. I was like, I'm going to put the worst pictures of myself that I can. So we're always looking for that acknowledgement that we're okay, we look okay, and getting that applause and that love, right? So yeah, you'll find on Facebook what you're focused on. If you're focused to find the negative, you're going to find that. If you're focused to find the beauty of humanity, you're going to find that. So, where's your focus? What is it that you're keeping your eye on? So, if you're
Mhm.
focused on yourself and all the things that aren't right, for me, for the longest time, it was the curly hair thing. It was like, why do I have curly hair? Why can't I have straight, beautiful, wavy hair? And I fought it for years. I finally, it was like when I finally surrendered to it, you always want something someone else doesn't have. And I surrendered to it. I can embrace the beauty of the curls, and what that would mean for me. So yeah, I think I got a little segue, but if you're focused, if what you focus on, you will receive.
Mm,
Is what I'm.
mm. So, in few words, we can have meaningful relationships. We can create meaningful relationships via social media, and meaningful relationships because we get to connect with those people. We allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough to share our imperfections, which allows connectivity, which allows us to be seen for who we are. And not only that, but we get to see people that really see us for
Yeah,
who we are because we are showing our most vulnerable ways of being or situations that happen to us, right?
right.
So
Right.
that's what creates relationship. Actually, that I think that's one of the ways that we create relationships and deep relationships because we get to see people seeing us for who we really are,
The real us, who
the
we are,
real us.
who we walk, how we talk,
Yeah, imperfect. The
imperfectly.
beautiful imperfect us.
Yes, yes. But it's that fear of not being accepted, isn't it? It's that fear that if I'm not a certain way, uh, not enough people will accept me. But it's when we show that side of us that is challenged, that side of us that uh, makes us question ourselves, that
Mhm.
we find ourselves just um, trying to draw in, just tell me I'm okay kind of thing.
Not only that, but I think also our imperfections shows our, like you were saying, your curly hair, and some others have a straight hair,
Mhm.
right? Different colors of hair. So here we see the uniqueness of each one of us and the beauty in our uniqueness, right?
Mhm.
And so when we get to accept our
Yes.
unique self, then others can embrace our beauty, right? Because I remember too when I was younger, I used to straighten up my hair all the time, and one until one, I don't know, as I was growing into being me and really accepting my imperfections, I realized, why do I have to straighten up my hair? It's so much work. I rather just keep my curly hair too.
Right.
I love it, and I started to love my hair and to love every imperfection of who I was or who I thought was imperfect in me. And I think that when we get to see the beauty in our uniqueness, in the diversity, right? In the diversity, that diversity is beautiful. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it interesting, because otherwise it would be boring, just like nature. Nature shows us the diversity. There's so much diversity in nature. And when I see nature, I see us humans.
Yes.
There's not one of us that is the same.
Hmm.
Scientifically, there's not one grass that is the same, or snowflake or sand.
Yes, there's a wonderful quote about that. I think that you have in here, imperfection. Yes. So this is, if you want to read that, it's a great quote.
It says, let me see. Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. 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 So it says, unity, unity. Oh my God. Let me see. No, you have to read it. I can't see it.
Okay, you can't see it. Unity and uniformity are not the same thing. No
Hmm.
two blades of grass are alike. And what does it mean spiritually? It means that incarnated within each of us, each one of us, it is not only a divine spark, not only an incarnation of the living spirit of the cosmos, of the cosmos whole, if we can judge the unknown by the known, and that's Ernest Holmes in lectures in Beverly Hills Lectures, 1952. But you mentioned that no two blades are alike. And that's the wonderful thing about us. No two one of us are alike. We are individualized beings
Hmm.
in the one,
Hmm.
aren't we? So
And
that's
I like that. I like that. It's fun. It's fun to be here with you. It's fun to be here with you, knowing that each one of us are showing up ourselves, and each one of
yes.
us have our own beauty, and our everything is so unique, but it's so enriching to be here with you sharing this conversation.
Oh,
It's beautiful, and when we get to accept ourselves, I believe that it's easier to accept others,
mhm,
because
mhm.
it always starts with us, right? There's no way that we can accept others if we're not accepting ourselves. And what has come to me is that there's so much criticism about perfect, one needs to be perfect, because those that are speaking about imperfections, or um, criticizing imperfection, is because they don't feel good about themselves, and that's the reason they're not accepting themselves. So how can we expect them to accept the diversity in
Mhm.
others,
Right,
the uniqueness in others? It's
right.
kind of difficult to. It's just like asking someone to love you when they don't even love themselves.
Right. And this is where it begins, isn't it? It begins with us accepting ourselves, loving me first and where I am with all my little flaws and everything. There's a song out there called Flaws. I forgot who it was by, but it's about loving all of it, just all of it, and understanding that in that, in the flaws of everything, when we start loving ourselves first, more will open up to loving us because we stand in our own authenticity, and we can stand there and um, have that pride in knowing that, wow, I am imperfect. I am so imperfect. It's beautiful. Do you ever hear that saying? It's so ugly, it's beautiful. There was this dog, the ugliest dog contest, and I saw it, and this dog was just looked mangled. But in that imperfection of this beautiful little dog, there was so much beauty in it because it walked proudly around, just happy. So let's start really with ourselves. Let's start loving ourselves. Let's start embracing ourselves. Let's start accepting ourselves and knowing that in that we will find that beautiful perfection.
That's right. That's right. That's a beautiful segue for us to go into our affirmations, I think.
Oh,
So let's take a deep breath. Okay, let's take a deep breath, and let's repeat.
do you want to start?
It is so that I release the need for perfection and open myself up to endless opportunities for growth and learning.
Mm.
Take a deep breath, and just take that in.
Let's take another deep breath. It is so that I welcome the imperfection as valuable lessons that lead me toward unexpected and rewarding outcomes. Let me say that again. It is so that I welcome imperfection as valuable lessons that lead me toward unexpected and rewarding outcomes.
Hmm. Take a deep breath. It is so that I am willing to take risks, try new things, and step outside of my comfort zone. I like that. It is so that I'm willing to take risks, try new things, and step outside of my comfort zone.
Yes.
Hmm. It is so good in this space of oneness, in this space of unity, in this space of acceptance, in this space of embracing the imperfections, the imperfect perfect that we are,
Mm.
that each one of us is, knowing that there's only one love, one divine unity that unites us, each one of us as one, as the one. There's only one power, one mind, and showing up as each one of us, as each being, individualized into each one of us, as it moves within each one of us. It is so, so, so good to accept and to realize this truth about each one of us, the power that lies within each one of us. So wonderful to know this truth about each one of us. And as we continue to accept this beauty, that there's beauty within us, and that when we accept this beauty that is within us, we can bring that beauty out, accepting all our human imperfections as unique traits of each one of us that makes us who we are as God, as the God in us, experiencing this human life, this beautiful experience of life, this journey that allow us to remember in each step who we are and whose we are. I am so grateful and so thankful to know this true about each one of us, regardless of how we show up, regardless of how we choose to act. What I know is that there is divine intelligence that is perfect within you. That's what I know. And as I remember that about yourself, I remember that about myself. I remember that about myself, and then I can see that in you. And as we walk in this journey and we see others, we see them with love, with compassion, with empathy, and we know that there's divinity within each one of them, and we get to see their beauty, and we get to celebrate their beauty. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this awareness. And with that acknowledgement and with that realization and with gratitude, I release this truth about each one of us, knowing it is so. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe, Amen. Mm.
That was beautiful. And what you just heard was an affirmative prayer and a reminder again. We have prayer support for you here. Just contact us at onelovecenter.org, or you can call 844-295-5155, and we will pray for you. We will pray for any of your needs. We're here for you. So thank you, Ellen. That was such a beautiful prayer. Really do appreciate it. So I'll bring you back in. There we go.
So
Yeah.
now we would like to invite you. This is the time that you will go into your pockets, into your purse, get your credit card if you have one, or a way that you desire to share your good with One Love Center. And remember that here at One Love Center, you can share your good via PayPal and by going into our website. You do that by going to onelovecenter.org click on the donation button, and then it's going to take you to PayPal. Or you can also go to our to Cash Me app, and that symbol is the symbol of love, symbol the symbol of money, and One Love CSL. That's the symbol for our Cash Me app. So now we would like to do. We invite you to take your hand, your right hand, and put it in your heart. And I want you to give from a place of joy. You will always hear me say this because this is so key. It's so key for your abundance. It's so key for you to experience abundance, not just in the form of money, but in the form of health, in the form of healthy relationships, loving relationship, peace within your heart, and peace in your home, in your workplace, in everything that you do. So, money is just a form of energy of the same God, because God is energy, God is spirit, and everything. When we say everything is God, everything is God. That includes money. So we are circulating the form of money, the form of God in as money. And when we do this, we are saying, I am open to receive more. That's what you're saying when you give. When you give of what you already have, you're saying, I am accepting, I am open, I'm receiving, I'm open to receive. And you do not, never, never say just this much. Okay? You open to all the good that the universe has for you to give you. And so, with an open heart, with an open mind, I want you to repeat this affirmation with us. And that affirmation is the affirmation of abundance. Money, as one of the many gifts of spirit, is good. As I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. I am grateful for the ability to give, and for the good works that this gives to in our center and in our world. And now it is, and so it is. Ashe. Amen. So good. Thank you so much for all your giving, for all your donations. And we are here for you. Remember that.
Mhm. All right. So I wanted to share a few things that Hajara Rahim, she had made a comment, and I just wanted to share perfection is a personal preference of how we think things to be, purely subjective. Thank you so much, Hajara, for sharing today. I really do
Mm,
appreciate you being a part of our service today and joining us today. So I just wanted to make sure to acknowledge her being part of our service.
yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Yes, that was beautiful. And so, one of the things that we are always, another way that you can share your good is by, whether it is you or someone that you know, we are looking to have someone that support us with the broadcast, okay, in the backgrounds. As you might have seen, me and Lita, we have been going back and forth, the two of us, doing the best that we can, but it's always good to have someone else do it in the background so we could just focus on the service that we are doing, the work that we're doing. But I'm comfortable enough these days to do both, but at the same time I know that it's good when you have someone. So I would like to give somebody the opportunity to share the good in the form of giving or being a technical assistance on the broadcast, and all they have to do is call um, 844-295-5155, or they can send us email at onelove@onelovecenter.org. And we thank you for your service. We appreciate you. The other thing is that we have a class that we would love to have you um, send us an email or send us a note telling us that that you would like to be part of this class, because we have a waiting list for this class, and that is called the moving beyond,
Limit.
move into living beyond your limits. You're limiting belief by registering for our class Beyond Limits. Okay, so go to www.org, onelovecenter.org events. Another thing is that we have a conference that is coming up on August 1st to the 4th, and that is the People of African Descent New Thought Group. We are celebrating our soul conference, consciously creating change. And there's the website where you can learn more about it to register. I am going to be there, and I'm really looking forward being there this year. Last time, the first time that it happened, I couldn't make it, but this time, I last time I was just like, next time I'm going, and here I am. Divine love made it all possible, and there I am. I'm going.
Wonderful.
Also, we have another conference which I always go, and that is the conference for Las Americas in Chapala, Mexico, and that is from August 6th to the 10th. So the registrations are open. There's the link for you to do registrations, Convention of the Americas.com. You have any questions about this? I am part of the board of committee for registration. You can connect with me directly. Don't let situations stop you from coming to this conference, because we're doing everything possible to support you so you can be there. Is You're gonna have an amazing time. You're gonna grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally,
Yes.
physically. we
Mhm.
have we have it all covered. We have a lot of fun. We have disco night. The food is included. The food is delicious. I can speak about this conference a lot because I've been going since 2015 every
Oh,
year. I don't miss it because it's so good. So if you want to know more about it, connect with me, and I'll be more than happy to lead you through it. So
what's the
that's
best way to
that's
get a hold of you, Ellen? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, the best way that you can connect with me, you can text me. Texting is better for me. You can
Mhm.
go to 347-871-5665. Right, that's my text, my business line, and or you can send me an email at consciousliving link at gmail.com. Okay, so thank you so much for being with us today, and for saying yes to being here with One Love Center. We appreciate everything that you do, and everything every time you are here with us. We definitely do. uh, any closing remarks that you would like to make, leader?
I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. I always enjoy being of service when I can, and enjoy the opportunity. Just thank you for asking me.
No, I love having you as well. We haven't met personally, but I feel like I
I
know
feel
you
like
for Ian.
we will. We will.
Yes, 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 yes. So, okay, so now what we're going to do is that we're gonna play a song, and then after, before we're gonna do the song, and then when we come back, I believe we're gonna do the evocation. No, first we're gonna do the evocation, and then we're going to do the song. Okay. So I invite you to just to take a deep breath. And I am so grateful, so thankful for this opportunity that we have had to do this Sunday celebration, to celebrate our beautiful imperfections and to accept them, and to be gentle with ourselves, to be compassionate with ourselves. And as we do that, we can be with others as well. I give thanks for a leader who so gently and so lovingly have said yes to participate and to play with us today in this Sunday celebration. I give thanks for Reverend Hadra, for Reverend Rodney, for all the members of One Love Center, wherever they are, whoever they are. I am knowing that divine love is guiding them, is supporting them. And I am also praying for all those of you that are listening, and listening to this broadcast today and later, knowing that your lives are being blessed in every way, that divine love knows your needs more than you do, and that is giving and providing you with all the needs that are needed by you and yours. I give thanks for this and so much known and so much more, knowing that it is all well. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe, Amen.